There's been a lot of comments requesting for us to do a video of when the bees arrive.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever time of the day it is you're watching today's video, you know you're always welcome here at CJfarmGrit.
So in today's video, we have some spring work that needed done, and we figured we would bring you guys along. So let's get into it.
Go up, hold. Cooper.
So these tubes are up now.
We did some few rows last year, but we never finished it.
Yeah.
And so now we're finishing it this year.
These rows are up. It's off the ground, and I brush pulled this right here. We just did these rows right there, so that's why they're not brush pulled yet. On the ground still, and I can't come through and brush pull. These still need done, and then still a few rows over. So Renette, Sis, and we're gonna do one more row for today because after this we have some baby plants to go plant. For now, we get you guys out of the box so that we can show you guys what we have to do to get this tube off the ground.
We have to spread the wire, and then
First things first is we have to spread wire. All right, so we just came to the bottom right here because we need to crimp the wire at the bottom and then stretch it up the row. So
this is like at least 30 years old. So at the bottom of the row, when it's a wood post, we get a bead, and then the crimper, a bead, and then the crimpers.
these are new crimpers because one time Dad was doing a end post just recently, and he realized just how rusted the other ones were.
And old, those are old too. All this stuff is probably like at least 30 years old.
And so he got a pair of new ones, and it is much easier to do crimping.
We loop it through and then crimp it.
So I don't know what they're called. We call them beads. Like last year when we were doing this, we both had to do these crimpers, and now we can do it on our own. So now, after we have the wire cut, we use these gripples. The gripple, that's how we tighten the...
Goes through here, and then like that.
It's fine. All right, so now the wire is done. So now all we have to do is now we just need, we'll get the clippy thingies.
So this is how we clip the tube. Well, why don't we just show it? The tube, it's easier for me to clip the tube on first, and then you're in the way.
So easy, huh?
Just because you're in the way.
Exactly. That's how she does it. But I stick it on the wire first and then put it on the tube. So anyway, we use these black clippy thingies to clip the hose onto this stretched wire.
And they're on this bag, and they're kind of like crumbled up and like
They can get
looped into each other, and so it's easier
like
for
this.
somebody to hold the bag while the other person does it. Okay, so we're gonna shut you off for a little bit until we have the rest of this road clipped.
We'll be back. It's like
5 minutes. You can count it.
Huh?
I said 5 minutes, you can count it. It'll be like a snap of the fingers for them. Hold on. Okay, so it has been like 5 minutes since you last saw us. And we need to have like the camera on like a remote controller so we could just drive around the camera. Wouldn't work in the vineyard though, maybe concrete. And the end of the row.
Comments and likes on CJfarmGrit helps the algorithm reach other people. We know that ye know that, but in case ye forgot, these are a few things that help our channel. When the bells stick, when the weeds grow, when the tires are flat, we simply remember ye might like to know, and then we don't feel so bad.
Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata. There ain't no passing craze.
It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's a problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata.
Ah! We finished the row.
Yep, that's what it takes to get the tube off of the ground.
We've got about 9 more rows to do.
We'll finish them later. And we nailed the wire. We were, huh? Yeah. We were doing the tube onto the wire and then nailing the wire, but we realized it's faster to nail the wire and then put the tube on.
Okay, so these past couple weeks have been pretty busy for us. We had 2,000 to 3,000 vine replacements that needed to be planted in the different vineyards before it got too hot. And so at this point in the video, us 4 siblings went through and planted a couple hundred vine replacements. And Dad hadn't turned the water on for the vineyard yet. And so we needed to go through with the water trailer and water the baby vines so they don't die. And we would take yellow flagging tape and flag the ends of the rows so we know which rows the vines are in.
All right, so Brunette, Sis, and I just finished watering the baby vines. We did like 1,500 gallons. And while we were doing that, they were putting the pheromone strips together. We weren't here to record that, but we will record that because I'm at the Cosmics right now, and we still have both galas and the grannies and Honeycrisp to do. So we do still have some apple varieties that we will be doing like the day after tomorrow. By the way, this is what the apples are looking like. Hi, Cooper!
So here Dad and I are putting trailer deck treatment on our 22-foot deck equipment trailer to preserve the wood. We haven't done it since we've bought it, which was about last year or a year and a half ago-ish. So it hasn't been done for about a year and a half. The dealership did do it when we bought it. They put it on all their trailers. Since then it hasn't been done. So we pressure washed it, waited a day, and put green diesel and lighter color hydraulic oil just so we got the right color. And now we applied it on the whole trailer deck twice to preserve it. It's an old farmer's method. So what it basically, for people that don't know, it preserves the wood, makes it last longer, helps with X and X and X, but makes it look good, protects it, and yeah.
All right, you guys, so it is a hot and sunny day today, and I was talking to Bro the other day, and apparently all last year, I needed to have my hair wet. Okay, so for anybody who doesn't know, my hair is natural. I haven't colored it, and I keep it blonde by the sun. The sun keeps my hair blonde. And so that Bro was telling me that last year I needed to have my hair wet because the wet hair, like, it makes the sunlight in your hair quicker. And last year when I was doing sprinklers, I was like checking water sometimes and my hair was wet and then it was out in the sun, and I feel like my hair stayed blonder longer last winter. Winter of 25, I feel like it stayed blonder, and I don't know if that's why, because there was a few times that my hair was wet. So I have this water bottle and I'm going to try this out, and I'm going to wet my hair down, and because there's some stuff I'm not going to be in a cab tractor today. I'm going to be outside, and it's sunny today. And so I was going to dissolve some salt in this because salt can help lighten the hair as well. And to me, salt seems safer in my hair than lemon. But then I was reading stuff for how salt can make your hair brittle and dry. And so I was just like, whatever. I'm just going to do water. So this is plain water. And yeah, so I can't wait to see how my hair looks after. So this is my hair before. You guys have to tell me if you see a diff. So this is what my hair looks like. I guess I can, I just don't want to do it in the truck. So I'm going to squirt this in my hair real quick. I'll be right back.
You're out. Huh? That's it. So I'm gonna go start digging them up, and you bring the cycle when Dad's done.
All right. I will see you guys in a couple of hours, and we're going to see if this actually worked.
And right here, this is one whole row of vines that we had planted. This is the next whole row. And then over in the far corner on the left, that is a whole row of Concord vine replacements that need to be planted as well. Just a minute. It's a bit loud in here. Gonna have to deal with it. Cooper wants to come along as well. I can pretty much back up anything with the trailer as long as it's hooked up to a tractor. Put me in a car? Nope. Put me in a car with the trailer? I just can't do it. So after this, we just need to spread the pheromone strips in the, I feel like it's all jiggly wiggly, in the organic Granny Smith apples, and then the Honeycrisp. And the Granny Smith, we have to walk through and do those. Because the branches, the tractor's gonna not work good. Stay tuned because we are going to show you all what the farm is looking like, the orchard and the vineyard. So don't go away just yet. I got to go run to the Honeycrisp to show you a close-up of the pheromone strips. The cycle's still here. You'll see the close-up of Bro doing the pheromone strips later. I gotta go pick up Lances. I see a hitchhiker up yonder. I see a hitchhiker up yonder. What do you need?
Gas can. Package is secured.
Okay, so these are pheromone strips. Each spring we hang them in all of our apple varieties. And what the pheromone strip does, it basically has a scent. It's basically a scented strip that smells like the female codley moth. It's a mating disruptor for the codley moths. So codley moths make stings in the apples to lay, it's the female. The female makes the stings in the apples to lay her eggs in the apples, and we don't want that. So these are basically mating disruptors, and we go through each spring and take off the old pheromone strips from last year and replace them with these new ones. So that is what we are doing. So I've got to put a couple more pheromone strips together so they can finish Honey Crisp, and the yellow gloves, orange gloves are in the Prius and it's not here, so I'm wearing these for now. So we've told you all before that, jokingly, that Cooper's part bunny because he can like jump super high, and even when he runs, he kind of has like a little like gallop to him. It's because he eats them. The other day, Blonde Sis and I were doing the tubing, and it was like 4 hours. Cooper was over a little way from us, and he was barking. There were some bins out, and he was digging underneath it. He was barking like I don't mean, like a dog, like whining, kind of like that. He was digging burrows of holes to try to get what I thought was a mouse or a sage rat or something. But then after we were done, and I went to go get him, and what I thought was a mouse or a sage rat ran out from underneath the bins, and Cooper Claude, I don't want to make this too graphic for you all. He chomped down on it, and I still, at this point, was thinking it was a mouse or a sage rat because it was literally the highest pitch. I'm not kidding. It was going, help me, help me, help me. It was like super high, so I really thought it was a mouse. Like, it was like, help me. I literally heard it saying, help me, help me, help me. And then there was, I saw stuff flying out from what I still thought was a mouse. And then I didn't want to look at it, so I drove away. And then I came back around, and Cooper grabbed it, and he started to walk away into the field with it to have his dinner, and it was a baby bunny. So I will never forget that. It was literally, I heard the bunny going, help me, help me, help me. So, I mean, the rabbits and bunnies, they do eat on like the feeder roots of the grapevines, but still, killed a bunny. Anyway, so that's why he's part bunny. There's no way he can't be. You're just saying you are what you eat? Literally. I've just got a couple more. Holy flip, this rubber band's annoying. Gosh. Can you put yourselves away, please? It's getting a bit windy. And you see what I'm doing? Just clipping it on. I mean, we technically don't need to wear gloves. It's organic. Oh, you made a mess. Okay, still stay tuned for the showing of the blooms in the apples. Toodaloo.
Alright. So, my hair's been out in the sun all day. And ignore the fact that it is like completely filled with dust and very dirty. But can we tell a difference? I can't really see through the mirror. So I need you guys to tell me. After I squirted all my hair down, I had to take I was driving the cycle, so my hair literally like dried. It was 50% dry within 10 minutes, so that was annoying, but I was gonna wet it down again, but then by then my hair was already really dusty, and so I didn't bother getting it wet again. But when I get home and I look in the mirror, if I can tell a difference, now I know what to do. Now I don't know if it's the water, if it's the dust in my hair that's making it look lighter. I feel like it looks lighter, but I don't know. I think it worked. To me, do we think so? I tried to have the lighting the same because that's so annoying when there's like a before and after and the lighting is completely different. And so I think the lighting is pretty much the same from earlier today. But yeah. So now if you see me in videos with randomly wet hair, now you know why. Yeah. I don't think I need to put like sea salt in it because I really don't want my hair to be dry and brittle. So I think I'm just gonna stick with plain water. But I do think it worked. So yeah. So these are our Buckeye Galas. So each one of these are an apple. And this is what they're looking like.
All right, so in about 4 to 5 hours, the bee guy is going to drop bees off at our Cosmic Crisp apples. And so we're going to meet him out there. And because we want to show you, there's been a lot of comments requesting for us to do a video of when the bees arrive. The other day, he dropped off the bees at the rest of the apples. And so it's just the Cosmics left. So we will see you guys in a couple of hours. Because he does the bees when it is dark out. So yeah.
Okay, so the bee guy just called Dad, and he said he's going to another farmer's first to unload his bees, and then he's going to meet us at the Cosmics to unload our bees, but that'll be in a couple hours. But just wanted to show you guys the sky. The sunset is setting. I've been having lovely sunsets lately.
Bright lights are gonna bring the bees to you guys.
Okay, so I'll keep it off.
Just to let you know.
Okay.
You're gonna see as soon as I turn the lights on the forklift, a few of them will start coming out.
And you do this at night just because they're less active?
Yeah, they are triggered 50-degree temperature is what is the minimum that we say they fly at, and light.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good evening,
You
Grace.
too. Zoom in. Quiet. You're gonna wake him up. Right there. I am zoomed in. You can click it, stop it, and then right there. Hold on. Let us elongate the selfie stick. Grab it. Shh. Shut off the light and don't say anything.
Is all the bees?
Can you see him now?
Yep.
So that is one pallet on one side of the cosmics, and then there's another pallet of bees on the other side of the cosmics.
I'm gonna stick you guys out the window, and then you're gonna feel the weather. Ready? It's literally perfect. 64 degrees.
If it was perfect, we wouldn't have to have long sleeves on.
But that's what I think. I think that's good because it's kind of like jacket weather, but it's not.
It's jacket weather.
The other carton I see is up yonder, and then there's one around the corner as well. Can you feel the weather yet?
All right, so there is that pallet down there, and then there's this pallet that's up a little bit further up on the same side.
Do you have anything to say, bees?
Shh, shh, shh.
I flipped out and I went and went away, and then all I realized I just had to do is shut off the light.
This looks like we photoshopped us into some kind of a bug car.
Can you feel the weather? You guys are outside the window right now. Okay, so all of the bees have arrived at all of the apple variety orchards that we have, and
So right now the bees are pretty much asleep. All right, so stay tuned. In the next video, we will show you guys what the bees look like when they're all active and doing what bees need to do. That is it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and good night. Do you think my hair looks lighter? What?
No.
You don't think so? I had it wet.
It's also dusty.
I know. Just look real quick. On our grape farm in the Pacific. Who's yours? Look down. Your hair looks lighter.
It's also dusty.
And
good day, everybody. Whatever time in the day it is. We're not the only ones in the cave.
do not even think about falling.
Bad idea, right?